What's going on? You know what time it is. It's the Black Fitness Matters Podcast with your man, Coach Chris, and our special guest today, fellow trainer, fellow fitness coach, fellow stretch practitioner, Yannika Smith. Y'all make some noise for her. Yeah.
Hello, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your podcast today.
Hey, listen now. Black Fitness Matters, where our goal is to strengthen our community one rep at a time. And I've seen you are actively doing that right now.
Thank you.
So please just tell the people who you are. Who is Yannika?
Well, first of all, I'm Yannika. I'm just a very normal person, down-to-earth person. I'm from Georgia, so I'm a down south Georgia girl.
What part?
Of all. Small city, smack dab in the middle, called Fort Valley.
Okay.
Peach County, so we're the county of all the sweet peaches, Georgia peach, like a real Georgia peach.
A real Georgia peach. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But more so today, like you introduced me as, I'm a fitness professional. I specialize in functional fitness training. I'm the owner and founder of Optimal Fitness Empowerment, LLC, which is a women-owned minority business that specializes in functional fitness training and nutritional support.
Okay.
So I work with all different type of people and different types of fitness levels.
Okay.
From one-on-one training, group training. I work with the senior community as well, and also in the corporate world with corporate fitness and everything. So
Dope. So you said it twice, and I want the people to understand. What is functional fitness?
Well, functional fitness is a type of fitness training that really prepares your body for more strenuous training that most people try to jump into.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good for people with illnesses or chronic disabilities or chronic pains, but it really helps us function through our daily activities.
What makes it functional, though? Because I want the people to really understand when they hear functional, because they get hit, they get plyo, they get all this stuff, and they don't understand. But what makes functional different from
just regular training?
Yeah.
Well, with functional training, you're basically retraining your body to move in the proper way or the way that it should move. A lot of times we don't realize that we move dysfunctionally every single day. We sit all day. We don't really stretch. The example that I give people all the time, you may have this one uncle, when he walks, he has like this really cool dap. He daps to the side and he daps to the side, but that's really not how we're designed to walk, honestly. Or you have females who like the small curve in their back because it enhances their backside, but that's not really a functional stance or a twitch or something like that. So we move dysfunctionally every single day. So we're really training our bodies to move in a pattern that it should not move in. So when your body repeats this and it adapts to this, then over time we're going to develop imbalances. We're going to develop chronic pain. We're going to develop weak muscles. We're going to develop muscles that overcompensate other muscle groups. So that type of dysfunctional movement patterns has to be offset, or we have to retrain our minds and our nervous system to move more functionally. So when I say in our daily activity movements, that's what functional fitness does. It basically retrains the body to move more functionally. So when we are moving in our daily lives or doing simple movements such as bending over, reaching overhead, pushing, pulling, squatting, hinging, which are natural movements that our body should make, our bodies are prepared and we're less sustainable to injury in our daily movement activity.
So I feel like you was in my physical therapy appointment.
Yes, it's very somewhat similar to physical therapy. People kind of reference it to that very closely.
It's very close.
It's very close to physical therapy.
And I tell people all the time, because what I'm learning so much in my physical therapy is like, anybody can have imbalances in their body. I notice the way that I walk.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I saw it in my oldest daughter, and I saw my grandson walking the other day, and our right foot rolls in.
And what? Okay.
I did not know that messes up the chain, the kinetic chain, and I feel it in my hip, right?
Absolutely.
So not only am I feeling it here in my hips, I've been having some knee issues.
Yes.
And so then when I'm having back issues, but then when it's time for me to do core exercises, I don't want to do core exercises because my back hurt. But now my weak core is causing the bad back,
issue.
and then even the weak core can mess up in the hips, which is now can.
Absolutely.
This ain't got nothing to do with no hip, but my knee hurt.
But it's like a syndrome. It's called upper and lower cross
Look,
syndrome.
See,
Upper
that's
and
why I
lower
like
cross
talking to other
syndrome.
trainers, man.
Yes, I'm telling you.
No, I knew. I'm glad you said I was going to get to that. So let's back all the way up. So,
Okay.
so you were Georgia Peach, from Fort Valley.
Fort Valley, Georgia.
So were you close to Fort Valley State? Did you go to? Did
It's
you?
so funny that you mentioned that because I actually lived and grew up directly across the street from Fort Valley State University.
Wow.
Carver Drive.
Okay. Did you not want to go there, or was that too close to home?
It was too close to home.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
okay.
get me wrong. I love Fort Valley. I love coming from a small town. I loved homecoming.
Oh.
Like, let me tell you, I left school to come all the way back home for our homecoming in Georgia. So don't get me wrong. I love the whole HBCU feel and effect. But I was just ready, to, to go home. Leave home.
So where did you go for undergrad?
I went to Valdosta State University.
Valdosta, a little bit down the road.
Down the road, not too far.
Look, I don't mess with Valdosta.
Why
Loudon County.
Loudon.
Them. Hey, listen,
Yes.
you better do. If the sign say 60, you better do 58.
You better slow down.
You better
because the cops don't play.
They don't play up there.
It's changed a lot since I've been there. You
Okay.
know, it's grown some.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more well rounded. But yeah, when I was there, we had to tread a little lightly. We had a good time, but
Yeah.
it was safe, good fun. Yeah.
So okay. Your undergrad, what was your undergrad in? Was it in kinesiology? Was it in
Actually, no,
exercise science?
No, it was actually business management.
Wow. Okay. And then you have an MBA, so business and business, and now fitness coach.
And now
Business owner, but fitness coach.
Right.
How did you get there?
Well, I went to school for business management. I got a MBA in business administration because I knew from being a young girl that I always wanted to have my own business.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, if I go to school, get a degree in business, this would be something that I could prepare myself for in the future.
Okay.
Right? So went through school, had a dream. It had nothing to do with fitness way back then. That was the funny part.
Mm-hmm.
The funny part of it is I thought I was going to be a music producer.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
it's like two different worlds.
Okay.
I'm a huge music fan. I love growing up, and Puff Daddy was like always. my
Absolutely.
role model. I'm an '80s baby. We grew up in the 2000s when music was just like the thing. Music was way better than what it is today, in my opinion.
Yes. Yes.
So we had a lot of talented, and that's where music just really started to grow and just take form, take shape. So it's something that took form and shape in me. And I just knew that I was going to have a record company at some point. I was going to be a music producer.
Oh.
And that was just my dream.
Okay.
And then when I got here to Jacksonville, like literally all the way through college, even when I first got to Jacksonville, I can remember having my notebooks of what my studio was going to look like, all types of equipment. Like I had everything written down, a whole plan. And then life kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a son, I had a child. And after I had my son, I just really wasn't happy with the way that my body looked. I never really, was I won't say a fan of my body, but I wasn't a physical person where I was like, oh, I just think I'm, this fine type of person. But after having a child, I noticed a change in my body, and I did not have a snapback. I was not that type of female that had a snapback.
Okay.
And I had the issue that most women deal with after having a baby.
And that is
rectus distal. So that's what I dealt with, and it was just not cute. Like I had a hernia,
Yes.
The separation of the stomach muscles.
Yeah.
And it just was not a cute thing.
And the reason I wanted you to state that because there's a lady that I follow on Instagram. And she's dealt with that, and she does the same thing. Work with women that have that issue. That issue and everything. I never knew it until I started hearing her talk about it. Because of course, a lot of women don't talk about, the separation of the stomach muscles. I've never heard of it till I got into the fitness industry.
Right.
Is that super difficult to deal with, and since we're on the topic too, with C-sections. How difficult is that to really, if you can't get that snapback, can you get a snap some?
I think so. Somewhat in the vicinity, right?
Yeah.
It really depends on the female and their body. No one person has the same physical makeup. And it takes a lot of work and effort to really change, the core, the muscles there,
Uh-huh.
and also, the development of bringing them back together.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, no person has the same abdomen muscles, and depending on the issue, some people have a hernia with it, some people don't.
Mm.
Some people have pain with it, some people don't. I personally never had pain with mine.
Mm.
It just did not look good appearance wise
Okay.
to me, which made me wanted to change it. But I have heard other females that deal with it where they have pain. I've heard people who had C sections where they have a lot of scar tissue, maybe they
Mm.
heal properly, and it's just really difficult to have a flat
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
It's just really a challenge for them to get that area of their body just flat. So it really depends on the person and their body.
Okay, cool. So, have this son, have this issue. How do we connect that to the coach?
So, oh, this is a long story. Well, I try to make it as short as possible.
Okay.
So I started at home doing Pilates. Like I was like, I got to do something. Didn't know anything really about working out, exercise, fitness. Somehow started watching YouTube Pilates videos and just jumped on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably practiced Pilates at home for probably like a year, just
Wow.
doing it myself, and
Mm-hmm.
yoga. And then I noticed, my body getting stronger, specifically like my core. I was working in the mortgage industry for like 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, for a while. And a coworker of mine who's actually a personal trainer as well, he invited another female coworker to the gym. He was like, "Why don't you and this other female, why don't you guys come to the gym and let me train you guys?" I was like, "Okay, I could do that." Had never probably stepped in a gym, a real gym, ever in my life until went in with him. So it was him, myself, another guy, and another female. So they had us training like some football players. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, being the kind of coach that I am now, I probably would not start my clients off the way that I started off working out. But again, when you live and you learn, and you know better, you do better.
You live and you learn. You live and you
But
learn.
I'm not hating the game, because when I tell you, my coach at that time, he put us through some very strenuous workouts. I mean, we did probably like 10 exercises, 10 sets. We were throwing weights all around. We were doing pull-ups, push-ups, and all kind of stuff. But I stuck to it, and I will say it was very difficult. There were times when I would go home and I would be in so much pain. I was like, this can't be right. Like, this isn't normal.
Come on.
Because I had no clue of the body. I had no clue what recovery was. I had no clue of, how to physically take care of myself after a strenuous workout. Like, none of those things.
Yeah.
I would just go home and just try to do my regular thing. So over the course of years, well, I wouldn't say years, a couple of months, that little group that we had formed kind of started to dissolve. How it does in most people's lives. You start going to the gym and one person fall off and the other person fall off and lives start changing. But something motivated me to keep on going, because like within 3 months, I saw a physical change in my body. I was losing weight. I was feeling more energetic. I was feeling stronger, but I was actually getting more confident as well too. And when that mindset kicked in, like that confidence for me to go into the gym by myself and work out by myself, and I knew what I was doing, at least either by memory, because I did so many workouts together, I really focused on just repeating what I did when I worked out with my trainer at that time.
Wow.
And I said, I don't want to lose all this work that I put in over the course of these 3 months. Like, I literally saw the arm muscle.
Come on, y'all see the flex.
That wasn't an intentional flex.
Y'all see the flex.
But I saw the arm muscles, the shoulders, the abs, the legs, the toneness, the butt. So I was like, I put in a lot of work. There's no way that I'm gonna stop doing this. But also at that time, it was also therapy for me too. Like I said, that mindset set in where I was more confident. It took a lot of stress off me mentally. I'm a single mom at this time. My son was probably about 5. I mean, he was young. He would be in the gym with me some days in the daycare. I call him my gym baby because he was right there with me. But I did not let anything deter me from getting my workout in, because mentally it was changing me. Mentally it was making me stronger. Mentally I was evolving, not just physically. So both of those aspects together made me feel like, you know what? I love the way this feels. If I can encourage people to feel this way, about themselves physically and mentally, I want to do that.
So, no, I love it, because when people hear this, especially if they're local and or if, they say, hey, I want you to be my coach. I don't care if I'm in Georgia or New York. I resonate with what you just said, right? But what then prompted you to say, hey, personal training certification company. I want this certification. Like,
Right.
what prompted you to go do that? Take that next step.
I guess that would have to probably be the business side of me, right? Like I said, I went to school to get my business degree, so I've always been a person of order,
Mm-hmm.
structure, process. So, okay, if I'm gonna start a business, if I'm gonna do it, there has to be some type of licensure or certification that I would need to train somebody. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I wouldn't want someone who wasn't certified training me, just to be honest.
Hint.
Now,
Y'all
that's just
playing.
I would tell anybody,
Mm-hmm.
invest in a personal trainer. But even if you are wanting to be a personal trainer, invest in getting your certifications or
Mm-hmm.
credentials in whatever specialization that you're wanting to focus on,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just going to add value
Yeah.
to what it is that you're trying to do. So not only am I really trying to change people's lives, I am wanting to build a business,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's what kind of how the two things came together, the business and the fitness world. Like I said, I always thought I was going to have a record company. That didn't pretty much work out, but I had found something else in my lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
that worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
It fit. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I said I can empower, I can help other people by doing this
Mm-hmm.
in a good way, in a good positive way.
Dope. So let's get to the business side, because with the Black Fitness Matters podcast, which you are tuned into, I am your host, Coach Chris. This is Coach Yannika Smith
Yes.
here, and what what was your business startup? Because when I sit down and talk to trainers, I want trainers to be able to get nuggets.
Hmm.
And especially, I mean, oh my gosh, you're the business side and the trainer side. So, was there a startup cost for you outside of, where you got certified through? What did you go directly into owning a brick and mortar? Did you go to a gym? Was it a mobile trainer? Tell us about that side of starting your fitness training company.
Well, very grassroots, I would say.
Okay.
I didn't have any type of startup money. My objective was to have as much, low overhead costs as possible.
Mm.
But again, build myself up to where I could, again, add value to myself. So the first thing that I did was try to figure out, is this something that I wanted to do,
Mhm.
right? So after I worked on myself, I got like maybe 4 or 5 of my closest friends and said, can I train you for a period of time? Because I wanted to see if it's something that I could actually do, if I'm good at it, and if I actually enjoy doing it. So for a period of probably like 3 months, I mocked trained people.
Mhm.
Some friends, I didn't charge them or anything at all. I just wanted to get my feet wet and put myself in that role of being a personal trainer to even understand if
Wow.
it's something that I'm capable of doing. Like, that's how serious I took it. Honestly.
Wow.
I just didn't say, I'm gonna charge you $150. Let me train with you. No, I'm not gonna play with people's money or their time. Number
Mhm.
one,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna really invest in myself before putting myself out there. So I trained a couple of people, mock training for a couple of months, and I was like, you know what, I'm ready to do this. So I went ahead and studied for my certification.
Okay.
Got my certification, and I just started building clientele from that point. Again, I wanted, no overhead costs or anything like that. So the condominium community that I was living in at that time had a gym. So I would invite my clients to my community and just train them on location. And I did that for a very long time. When I
So-
tell you for a very long time, for a very long time.
So the reason I'm laughing is because, like, the as trainers, we go through the bumps and bruises of, I get my certification and then I go into the big box gym.
Right.
No knock against the big box gym, but it is a dog eat dog world in those gyms.
It is. And just to touch on that, again, even through my own training, like my profession of being a personal trainer, I did go to, a chain gym. I worked at Retro Fitness at the time,
Mhm.
right? And I worked there a couple of months, again, to get that feel.
Mhm.
Well, do I want to work in a gym? I mean, I knew I wanted to be a personal trainer on my own in some aspects, but also I had to understand the whole realm of being a personal trainer in the different areas of personal training. So I wanted the experience of actually working in a physical gym,
Mhm.
a big gym, just to see, well, how does this work? How are the people when they come in here? What is this relationship building process? What is the business process of it? Again, coming from, Valdosta State University, a business major, my mind is always, on that business thing too. So
Mhm.
I'm focused like, how would I run a gym if I wanted to decide to have a gym? Maybe I
Mhm.
need to work at a gym to see how it's ran, to
Mhm.
see how, management, leadership, how do you build these type of, gyms. So that was my goal when I went to work at Retro Fitness for a
Mhm.
little bit of time to get that experience as well. So
So and this is, I love this because we're hitting on a couple of different things because I want the listener, I don't want, because you're not a personal trainer, not to drop off of the podcast.
Right.
Because you're getting insight of the personal trainer. And do these people look at you as another number, a dollar sign, or are they serious about their craft? And if you're that serious about your craft, you are well worth what you're charging.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? It's certification, time spent, insurance. Because if you not insured, come on now.
Right.
What's going to happen if that person dropped that weight on their foot?
Listen, I did, and when I got my certification, I started training clients, and I had an actual business LLC. I went and got me some business insurance for fitness professionals. I'm not playing around.
You
like
can't.
You said, no.
You can't. So, okay. So now, talk to me in the grand scheme of things. At this time, how long has it been that you, once you were at Retro Fitness and then started training at your apartment gym, how long had you been training at that time?
Ooh, that's a good question. Time flies by so fast. I probably got when I stepped out on my own, as far as my business, it was probably 2016. And in that time is when 2016, 2017. So that's when I was kind of getting my feet wet at the gym, at the Retro Fitness gym, that sort of thing. But,
Were you at the one on Bay Meadows?
oh yeah, that's
about me.
I lived in that area for like 16 years.
Oh,
so
man.
I was just in that whole little radius forever.
So not to give y'all what my address is, I'm off Southside Boulevard on that little cutoff.
On the service road.
Yeah.
Exactly where you are.
Don't be coming looking for me. But that's why I train my clients in my apartment community gym.
Really?
Low overhead. I used to come up to the west side and train, and I was like, you know what? It's time to take this thing to the house.
Let's do it.
Bring that overhead down.
Yes.
Keep 100%. You know what I'm saying? And then just pay whatever I need to pay outside of that. But so you had been training that long, and then what made you say, I want to add something else to my fitness, which I want you to lead us into why stretch.
Ooh, so stretch actually, I wouldn't say it's new.
It's not.
It's not new to me, and I'll tell you a couple of things. So doing the one-on-one training, started out doing that as I started to grow my business, Optimal Fitness Empowerment LLC.
Okay.
And having those two worlds of like my one-on-one clients, I also wanted to enter the realm of corporate fitness.
Okay.
Remember? So that was my whole goal to setting those credentials, getting things in order with the certification, the licensures, the insurance. Because if I am going to step to a corporate organization,
You got to have it all done.
you got to have those things in mind too. That's why I said you got to have a vision. You got to have a plan on where you want to take your dream or your vision. If you want to be a personal trainer, if you just want to work with clients one-on-one, that's absolutely. If you're into group fitness, but another one of my goals was to work within the corporate space as well too, because there are not a lot of African American fitness professionals in that area. And I've always been the type of person to kind of step outside of the box a little bit, to kind of set myself apart from other people. So that was another way to set myself apart from other fitness trainers in Jacksonville, was to tap into the corporate space as well too.
Let me put a point here before you go further. That is why I'm doing this. This is why the podcast was birthed, because I was looking at a lot of different podcasts, fitness business podcasts. Great people, great nuggets, very profitable businesses.
Right.
But I didn't see us.
No.
There was no representation, or if I saw us, they were the large influencer.
Right.
Which even then, I could count on one hand right now.
Maybe
the
like
amount
a
of
celebrity trainer.
yeah,
or something
all of
like
that. And so I said, we need to be able to have people that look like us that are successful in this industry.
Right.
That are doing this, that other people can look at and see, that still can drop nuggets like you're doing about the corporate fitness.
Right.
So continue with the corporate fitness side. So you got into corporate fitness, and how was that going for you?
It was, let me tell you, it was definitely a challenge to tap into that world and the atmosphere. And just to kind of touch on that, my other opportunity, or I guess my other goal for being a corporate fitness trainer, was to provide other exposure or platforms for other fitness trainers in Jacksonville. Like, I can't train all these people together. I need a team of fitness professionals so we can make this money.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to put that message out there for a lot of other professionals, fitness professionals, to kind of see that vision. Because, and not to say anything or downplay any other fitness professional trainers out there, but sometimes we have a lot of competition between us in our field. Sometimes, maybe not all the time, but
But and I always like to have this conversation when people get to that point. When starting a business, if you have, because you talked about mindset, you talked about having this in order. Sometimes when we are just getting started, I know I did. I had a lack mentality
okay,
because I was like, I'm starting my business. I now need to get money.
right,
And so I saw me working with other people or collabing or whatever as if it was taking this whole pie that I needed, and now I'm splitting this pie that I need. I need the whole 100%, but I'm splitting this pie, and I'm getting, but what happens is from a lack mentality, do you understand, having more people, we can get more pies.
yeah, and we can get bigger checks.
That's what I'm saying. So you get a bigger check and you split it up because corporate paying what?
They're
Come on
gonna
now.
write you just one large check, or you got a consistent, agreement,
Yeah.
either on a monthly basis or a yearly basis, where you got enough money to go around because you have a team that you're working with. So everybody in your team gonna eat.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's
So
how I looked at it.
so now let's go to, because you just opened. What was it? Is it 2 months now?
Yes.
Okay, so tell the people about it. I see, that's your baby.
That's still my baby. Like,
I see it.
I still
see
get
it.
nervous talking about my wellness
Really?
suite, and that's just me. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I have to kind of, change that about myself, because when I put something out there, I want it to be perfect. But it's still my baby. She's still growing. But yes, wellness is something that I'm actually kind of evolving into, because again, stepping into that corporate space, they like fitness. Fitness makes sense, but wellness is what they look for as far as how they can, write that shit, how they can fit it into their organization. It's more of a wellness thing. So now that as I'm learning these things, I'm kind of evolving more around into like a wellness field. So that's where the wellness suite comes into play, more of like the stretch therapy, chronic pain modalities to help people either recover or just manage their chronic pain they're dealing with. And another thing on top of that, mental health.
Okay.
Mental health. So adding in that relaxation, that meditation and mindfulness aspect in it to help people deal with what they're going through nowadays, because I feel like after the pandemic, a lot of mental,
it shook a lot of people.
It shook a lot.
Yeah.
People, even myself, honestly.
You at the house all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, marriages got shook. People was dropping off that you thought was pretty healthy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I saw fitness influencers get hit with it and almost check out.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of the people you thought were in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Their lives were jeopardized by COVID-19.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so tell me about, let's go back to the business side of the house. So opening the suite, the wellness suite, like, what was your lead up to that? How did you prepare for that? Did you go and get a grant, a loan? Did you do personal credit? Did you do business credit? Like, how, because I want the average trainer that is out there to understand there's different ways to get in these places.
Right.
So how did you get in your suite?
Honestly, it took a lot of prayer.
Okay, come on now.
When I tell you, because I never actually wanted a gym.
Okay.
Right? My goal was not to have a gym. My goal was to have an organization that provided health and fitness services to other companies, businesses, kind of like in that corporate space where we came either on site, we designed programs for you to offer to your employees. So I never actually wanted a gym. I just wanted to be a little bit like mobile to a certain degree, flexible, and provide opportunities for other fitness trainers to come into my space and give out their services. So I had that dream for a while, and I had to step out the box again and say, it might be time for you to change your mindset a little bit to see what else you can evolve into, and maybe just kind of like you said, that lack of mind thinking for myself, Nika, step out on faith and get a brick and mortar, get you an actual space to kind of help solidify what you've been doing over the course of these years. So I stepped out on faith. I use my own money.
Okay. I got no
I'll
break.
be honest. I use my own money
Uh-huh.
to go ahead and get my corporate suite, and it's not like humongous.
Yeah.
It's enough for me to do what I need to do
Absolutely.
to train my clients and have the same effect and have the same impact that I need. And I believe in, starting off small, getting your feet wet,
Hmm.
find out what really works for you and what your goals are financially and business wise, and kind of lay a plan out. Well, not kind of, but definitely lay a plan out
Hmm.
to how that's going to work for you in the future. And that's
Okay.
what I did.
And I've seen pictures. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's what you need.
It's what I need. Yes.
It's like a person doesn't need to walk into a bunch of stuff in it, especially when you're talking about coming in for mindfulness, wellness,
Right.
to relax, and they don't need a whole bunch of stuff in there. You mentioned different pain therapy,
Hmm.
different modalities. What all do you do outside of stretch? Like, do you offer anything? Mm, like, what do you offer?
Thank you. I offer what's called posture therapy.
Mm,
So that's the type of therapy that takes you through corrective exercises along with mobility and flexibility, again, to correct any chronic pain that you may be having. If you've recently been in an accident, if you're an athlete or someone that does train a lot physically and you have a lot of recovery or issues or injuries that you want to, mitigate that and just feel better on your own. And I also do something that's called shockwave therapy,
mm,
and it's used with a lot of athletes or people who have injuries,
mm,
and it helps basically increase blood flow and circulation in areas that may be inflamed, scar
mm,
tissue, where you may have had surgery, like I said, injuries or things like that, but helps build circulation in that area
mm.
and to help correct and regenerate blood cells and for the body to naturally heal itself.
Man, so let's that's dope because again, being in the same space,
Hmm.
uh, seeing a lot of the different things is it's what you know our grandparents say. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
It is.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
Yep.
So hearing what you do, and I'm like, wow, that's dope because even like with what I do with stretch, when I'm stretching my clients, it's either um, PNF stretching. You know what I'm saying?
I love
And
that.
then um, that blew my mind when I first learned
Yes.
because to put the I don't want to talk over people's heads.
Of
So
course.
PNF stretching is, let's say you activate the muscle. So
Hmm.
if I want to stretch the bicep, oh man, we got listeners also. So if you flex your arm and I want to stretch the bicep, you would flex the arm to activate the muscle.
Right.
And then after 10 seconds, then you release,
Right.
and then the body, it's all neuromuscular and
It
everything like that, and
is.
allow you to really get a deeper stretch in the muscle. That blew my mind.
Right,
You know
like
what
I
I
said,
mean?
it's just like it's a part of like functional fitness where you're actually
Re-
retraining the nervous system
exactly.
because the nervous system shoots out signals through the muscles, through the body to
Yeah.
tell that muscle, okay, I need you to turn on.
Yeah.
When I'm doing this movement, I need this muscle in my lat to turn on so I can move effectively.
Exactly.
So PNF stretching is pretty much the same thing where you're holistically training the body
Yeah.
to function properly,
Absolutely. And
to
then,
release the tension off
yeah.
of that muscle by creating tension and creating blood flow to
Yeah.
that muscle so now it can relax.
Listen, if you in Jacksonville, Florida, you need to get with this woman. I'm telling y'all, you hear she said she don't just sound like she know what she talking about. She know what she talking about and she know how to apply.
Yes.
So let's tie this thing all the way into Black Fitness Mattering.
Mm-hmm.
In your experience, in your time of training, what has been your one, if you can kind of put a number on it or quantify it, ratio of black people that you've trained, right? Also, do you see what do you see in the black community when it comes to fitness? Because I'm trying not to put words in your mouth but we've already had conversations off air about the importance of fitness in the black community. But talk to me about in your experience when it comes to the black community and fitness. Why should it matter? Why is it important for our community?
Well, I feel like it's very important to us because being in the black community, we have high numbers of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, diabetes. Like that naturally
Mm-hmm.
is high numbers or high statistics in our community
Mm-hmm.
over other communities that that surround us.
Mm-hmm.
And being in the fitness environment and community, the people that I've trained, a lot of times my black clients, they're already dealing with these things. And on top of that, When I worked in a couple of chiropractic offices that I've been, working in over the past couple of years, the patients that would come in that were African American, we are on all type of medications, and we normalize these things, and that's what kills me. We normalize unhealthy conditions like, oh well, you know, I'm either going to get it anyway, or I'm getting older, that's what's
Hmm.
going to happen, or I just eat like this sometimes. Stop normalizing everything that we do.
Oh, girl, girl, I wish I had them hips. Girl, you don't need to lose no weight. Why you going to the
Those
gym? Yeah.
curls, yeah. Oh, I just want to get a flat stomach,
I don't want to
but I want
lose.
to keep my butt.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I might not be the trainer for you because I can't spot train like
Eh,
that.
I tell people all the time. I've had people get a little upset with me because they train with me for 60, 90 days, and they've noticed bra size went down, panty size went down. They're losing. They got room in that. Well, you said you wanted to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you lose percentage of body fat.
Right.
What do you think that makes up them hips and that rump you got? And that ain't all muscle.
Majority of it.
It's not.
Right.
So you got to understand, and I'm not picking on nobody, but I like to make sure that we have real conversations, that
Very
we
real.
as trainers we talk about this stuff on a regular, so you're privy to our conversation.
Mhm.
But let's talk about the movement though,
Mhm. Mhm.
because that's why I was very passionate about black fitness
Yeah.
mattering, because I've seen the black health matters. We talk about the numbers of diabetes, the colon cancer. We always talk about health, but we don't talk a lot about moving. You see what I'm
I
saying?
do. I know exactly
And
what you mean.
and they go to the gym and they don't know what to do. So the first thing they look for, okay, I see that treadmill, let me go get on that.
Right.
But they don't know how to move their body. Why is it important that we need to learn how to move our bodies?
Again, I think it comes back to being functional,
Hmm.
and get rid of some of these dysfunctional patterns that we do on a daily basis because our body is designed to move.
I got you.
The way the body's going to heal itself is by movement. When you're
Yeah,
in an accident, you go to rehab,
you got to
you're
move.
moving. That's how you're going to build those muscles. That's how they're going to get stronger.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to regrow or regenerate
Hmm.
cells, muscle fibers. It all comes from movement.
Okay.
If you just sit still, you're not doing anything, how do you expect anything to grow and regenerate?
And
The body
actually,
is a living organism.
yeah,
It
when
has
you
to
don't
move.
move, you what? Atrophy.
Thank you.
Atrophy, ladies and gentlemen, means your muscles are gonna just die away. They're gonna just,
Degenerate.
yes. If you when they say if you don't move it, you lose it. That's what it means.
Right, and
You know
that
what I'm
happens to
saying?
a lot of us in our posture,
Yeah.
from sitting, our spine. You know, so many people in our community have, that dying disease of the spinal cord, like in their neck, in some area in their spine,
Hmm.
that have that degenerative
Hmm.
condition
Hmm.
because they haven't taken the time to strengthen their bodies to really understand what movement is and how important it is for us to stay alive and have the best quality of life.
Hmm.
We can live, or do you want to really live?
Come on now. So let me ask you a question before we wrap up. I got a couple of things. So, um, is is it important to have a massage therapist and a chiropractor a part of your wellness team?
I like that you asked that question. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because they can help, guide us through that quality of life aspect when it comes to movement. A lot of times we are not as educated if we don't really take the time to understand our bodies and learn our bodies.
Yeah.
We're not going to put in the extra time to physically sit down and go through stretches on our own,
Nope.
which is why we lead to going to a chiropractor. But going to a chiropractor also has other benefits. They get a bad rep, I will say that. But going to a chiropractor, they have other holistic modalities or techniques or therapies that's going to help rejuvenate the body and
Hmm.
help it go through that natural holistic healing process.
Hmm.
Because when they go through and they release the body or they manually adjust your body, they're actually releasing pressure off the nervous system.
Yes.
The nervous system, again, which I just talked about, is what sends signals to the body for it to help rejuvenate or
Hmm.
regrow cells or regrow, muscle fibers and tendons and
Yeah.
all those ligaments and
Yeah.
muscles. That's what the nervous system does. So if your body has an issue where you have chronic pain or inflammation, and you go to a chiropractor and they manually adjust you, that again is releasing the pressure off of your body, because anytime we have pain and about inflammation, the brain is constantly sending signals to that particular area saying pain, 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 pain. That's what the nervous system does. So once the chiropractor goes in, they release that pressure off of that area inflammation. It's able to redirect those signals through the nervous cord, or I mean through the spinal cord, through the nervous system to the body, so it can again function and flow properly as it should, and begin open up those areas or lines of communication and blood flow for the body to start healing itself. I mean, it sounds simple, but it is simple. It's like the body is just.
My brain don't say that. The way my knee be hurt, Byron. That's what Byron. That's my brain be saying to my knee. Like, God, dog, man, do something about it. My knee be hurting. But so let's talk about your experience with massage therapy from the aspect of the fitness coach. Why do you like massage therapy?
Again, I think it's basically getting the body to a state where it can de-stress itself, and again hit that healing process. So massaging is a technique that, again, or a therapy, I'll say, that allows, again, blood flow, muscle manipulation, muscle stimulation to a certain degree that we just can't do on our own. You know what I'm saying? We just can't. Well, we can if we know how to do it, but most people don't. So when you go to a specialist, they're able to really get into the muscle and release toxins out of the body. Again, just really getting the body manually active, moving and flowing again. Because
that's great. That's great. I used to be scared to go to a massage therapist.
Why would you be scared?
Because in my early state of ignorance, massage was foreplay.
Okay. You're right. Somebody touching and rubbing you. So it's more of a.
I was worried because I know people. I got friends that are massage therapists that would massage a guy and he'd have a visual reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I would be mortified to be laid up on somebody's bed and they massaging me.
Touching you and then.
So I got with two therapists. One was when I was over here at oh my gosh, I don't know why the name of the gym. It's right over here. I'm so mad at myself that I forgot the name of the gym, but it's right over here on the west side. Temple Builders. I was over at Temple Builders.
Yeah.
And so D used to massage me, but when I would walk in there, like the ambiance of the room would, like, it would be settling me down. Yep. She would stretch. I was having real bad back pain, which I found out it was my sacroiliac joint that needed to be adjusted.
Yes,
oh my gosh, but she would be stretching me, but it wasn't a sensual stretch. Like, I'd have to really breathe. So hey, breathe.
Literally.
And so then I left there and got with Massage Trinity with Dr. Yannika Smith, and oh my God, like sometimes, because I get deep tissue massage. Ain't nothing sensual or sexual about no deep tissue massage. Unless you like that, unless you like pain like that, then you need to go find somebody else to do that. That's a whole nother conversation. But for me and my body, that it wasn't.
So you don't like the deep tissue?
No. I don't. That's not a fun thing.
It's not fun,
but I know the way my body is set up and the way that the work that I do, not only with fitness, but with DJing, constantly moving big speakers and different things like that. I need deep tissue massage.
Right.
And so having a chiropractor and a massage therapist a part of my wellness team, I think I can pretty much tell you I know I'm going to live longer.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think doing those, like with my therapy that I do at the Wellness Suite, it's all about, again, it taps in that mindset, because the mind is going to tell the body what to do and it's going to follow. So if you're in a relaxed state and your mind is telling your body to relax, it's going to relax.
Come on,
think about it, right?
Yeah.
When you're listening to those soothing sounds, and whoever, well, when they're doing a massage, they normally don't talk to you, but I do talk to my clients in my in my stretch therapy because they're tensed up.
I need you to breathe, relax.
I need you to breathe, and I really need you to relax. So I set the entire mood.
Yes.
So as we're going through your stretches and your light massages, you have the meditation and spa music going in the back because it really helps soothe the mind.
Yes.
And I have literally seen my clients just let go. It's not like in an essential way, but it's an opening up, like it's a realization of like, wow, I can just like relax and listen to my body, but not like in that physical sense, but it's more like an eternal sense.
But they just want, because I deal with a lot of people that are in total control in the rest of their lives, that they in this moment they can't give up control.
Right.
While they're on the table, I may be stretching the leg to try to get
Oh
some.
my goodness, like they fighting you back.
Man, breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've had
let
to
me
tell clients.
drop the leg. I will put the leg in a certain position where I'm like, okay, just let gravity take control right now.
Yes.
And so by the time when they do it and they drop it, I said, that's relaxing.
Yep.
That's releasing.
And then it makes sense and
Yeah.
it clicks.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part about being a good coach. And I coach my clients like through any session or anything that I'm doing with them. I'm coaching and I'm educating them through the process so their mind can connect.
Yeah.
Muscle to mind connection.
There you go. Yeah.
Mind to body connection, like that is a real thing, because soon as your mind connects either to that muscle or what it is that you're trying to go, that you're trying to see, your body is going to do it. And just like you said, when you say relax and they finally take a deep breath and exhale and their body just releases, it's like you've opened up a whole different world to them. You're like, then they're like, wow, I can really feel this stretch now.
Yeah, I never knew, or because sometimes when I can watch a person walk in,
Ooh, I love watching
and I can see the stress on their body. So by the time they sit on the bed, I just say, hey, listen, breathe for me real quick. Inhale real big. And I say, as you exhale, just release the tension. Just feel the tension going. And I can see them finally releasing.
Shoulders dropping.
And then, and I can almost, like for some people, I can almost see that there's almost an emotional break there sometimes, because whatever they were dealing with. So lastly, let me go here then. As the trainer, as the coach, how do you release? How do you take care of your body? How do you not carry those things when the clients come in, either their fitness, either it's the wellness, if you're having the mind-body, helping them connect with mind-body? How do you release and not carry those things with you? How do you take care of your mental state?
I basically practice what I preach.
Okay.
Honestly, I take the time to myself to go through some of those same modalities, whether it's, stretching. I love to foam roll, and I love to just sit in stretches that relaxes the tension in my body. Like I carry a lot of tension in my hips, in my shoulders, in my neck, like all the time. So I practice what I preach, and I take myself through those self-therapies and to really just really relax and let my body do its thing.
Well, okay. So, I'm gonna give you some rapid questions real quick. What's your favorite exercises? Give me like a upper body exercise that you like to do.
Oh, I love back. I'm a back person.
Okay.
So, seated rows or lat pulls are my favorite upper body.
Okay.
Deadlift. Listen.
Okay.
If I could be the spokesperson or just
For deadlifts.
I love a good deadlift or RDL. Yes.
Okay. RDL, real dead. No, it's Romanian deadlift. So that. What about cardio? Tell me about cardio. What is your favorite form of cardio?
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big cardio person.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna get my cardio in, it's gonna be some type of HIIT training.
Okay.
And I guess that would be maybe like a burpee.
Yeah. But I'm still cardio, but it's still the body going. My start, yeah.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna do cardio, I'm gonna probably just go hard. And
Okay.
It's gonna be a burpee or something like that.
Okay. What is your top 5 songs in your playlist? What's your work when I want to get in this zone? What are your top 5 songs that you need to have in your playlist?
Okay. I like New Level. I guess by A$AP Ferg.
Okay.
I'm definitely a Future girl.
Okay.
Like what's my song with Future? Was it 100?
Okay.
I think that might be it. I'm a Jeezy.
Oh, okay.
Standing Ovation.
Okay.
I love Standing Ovation. Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
And let's see, the 5th one would be T.I.
Oh, you're a Georgia girl. Okay. I got you.
A lot of them probably was Georgia, right?
I heard all of them. I heard all of them.
Jeezy,
Yeah.
Hustle,
yeah.
Oh, I think I don't have a different person other than that.
No, I'm on a new level. That's
A$AP Ferg, yes.
A$AP, no, but see, it's something about the horns in that bum bum bum. Like it's like I love because it gives me like that triumphant. Like I'm going to battle. Like anything I work out with, it's got to be moving me.
Yes.
Like I can just zone out. I could put one song on repeat and just listen to that. During the whole workout.
I'm bad on that. Oh,
Yeah.
and Ace Hood, Dedication.
Yes, yes,
That's my
Ace Hood. I
plan.
just played Ace Hood this weekend. So, so listen, we need to know your socials. Where can we find you on social media?
Okay. On social media, on Instagram, I am Optimal Fitness Empowerment LLC or optfitlyfe, optfitlyfe. On Instagram, on Facebook, I'm Optimal Fitness Training. On LinkedIn, Optimal Fitness Empowerment LLC on LinkedIn.
Okay, okay. And if there was one thing that you can leave with the listeners today about fitness, what would that be?
Fit it in some type of way. Fit in your fitness, in your life, some shape, fashion, form, or way. Um, to just, live longer, add more quality to your life. Fit it in.
That's dope.
Fit it in.
Well, thank you for fitting in the Black Fitness Matters
I'm
podcast.
so
We
happy to be
appreciate you
here,
having you
man.
here. Oh
This is an
man.
honor. I gotta shake your hand on this whole concept with the Black
Thank you.
Fitness Matters because it
Uh,
does.
I
It
appreciate
matters.
it.
It really matters in our community.
Yeah.
And just to kind of touch on a little bit right now, for the past 6 months or so, I've been really working closely with the senior community
Mhm.
in communities and zip codes like the East Side, the
Okay.
North Side, where
Okay.
they don't have a lot of resources for
Yeah.
health and wellness
Yeah.
or taking care of themselves, the right foods, nutrition. So if you're in those communities or you know somebody in those communities, spread the word
Hmm.
about myself, about Optimal Fitness, because I would love to come share some fitness nuggets with them or
Uh,
resources with them because we need it in those areas. We need it really bad.
and that's why we are moving fastly. That's why when people saw the t-shirts online, the hoodies, the hats,
Mm-hmm.
you can purchase this t-shirt. You can't see me on if you're listening to it.
Oh, I put mine
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
in
I
your
have it.
purse. You can purchase them online at blackfitnessmatters.net, and a portion of the proceeds go to being able to go into underserved communities to
Really?
do the workouts because we don't have a lot of gyms or studios in those zip codes. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Where there's predominantly black people, where we see that fitness is very underserved in those areas.
Exactly.
And regardless if it's a thing of finances or anything, I want to take all of those off the table and say, if you got your body and you can move,
Yes.
and also, hey, get this, check this resistance band out. Let me show you what you can do with this
Right.
resistance band. And
Literally.
if you do this for 90 days, I promise your body will be better. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta
And
teach them.
so that's what we have to teach them. So thank you guys for showing up today. Uh, check us out. Instagram at Black Fitness Matters underscore. Man, thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. Next week, just pay attention to no social media. We'll know who's on next week. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Go to
Yannika, thank you
YouTube
very
and
much.
subscribe. Thank you,